I'm officially 2 years old. I am officially 2 years into the game. Now, don't get me wrong, I've been in real estate before this, but that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. But my journey in real estate has been an amazing one. When I was in college, I actually was a leasing agent. I was a leasing agent at a company called JSM back at Urbana-Champaign. And I fell in love with showing apartments, leasing apartments. And even within my first month as a leasing agent, I became one of the top agents within the company. And I gotta say, that's where I think it all started. I remember my junior year, I called my mom while I was there in Champaign, sitting in my apartment, and I told her, Mom, I don't know if I want to be a teacher anymore. Like, I kind of want to try real estate. And I remember buying a real estate course without her knowing about it and trying to attack the real estate course online, which didn't end up working out. And I remember that phone call still. I remember my mom telling me that I'm stupid, that, for me to drop out at the end of my junior year to pursue real estate, she was like, man, you're almost done with college. Like, you're so dumb if you want to drop out, like, in this last year. And you know what? I know my mom, she loves me. I know she wanted the best for me. And I kind of agreed with her at the time, like, yeah, I've worked so hard to get, the degree that I wanted to get. I had a scholarship in teaching. I spent a good chunk of my school time wanting to be a teacher and pursuing that career path. So I was like, man, why would I psych myself out like a year before I'd get my degree? I was going to be the first one in my family to graduate with a bachelor's, and I felt like that was a little bit more pressing for me at the time. So I forgot about real estate, and I went ahead and I finished. I got my degree in history, which not super helpful in what I do now, but obviously I enjoyed it, and it was great for me to get into teaching because I wanted to teach social studies. But we fast forward to graduating college. I actually was a property manager for a pretty big company here in Chicago, and I was helping manage over 180 units during peak turnover season. And it was a lot of fun. I learned a lot, but I was already itching to buy my own property. Now, within that year of me graduating college, I immediately started looking at how do I buy my first property, and I knew I wanted to buy a multi-unit. I fell in love with the idea of being able to house hack and reduce, my housing expense because renting in Chicago is expensive. And I stormed out of my parents' home literally from one month to the next, and I needed somewhere to go, and I wanted to have a place that I could call my own, but affordably. And I knew Chicago rent was not going to be anywhere near that. So I was like, what are going to be my other options in order for me to afford living in a home and building some wealth, putting my stake in American land? And, I just figured, let me buy myself a multi-unit. So in 2022, towards the end of 2022, in December, I ended up closing on my first property, and I fell in love with it. I love my property. I love it. I could see myself living there for years, but I also see myself stacking up more and more and more multi-units and single families just so that I can house hack them. But I gotta say, buying my first property truly was that, what do I say? It's like the trigger. Buying my first property was, where the snowball started. And it was really because I really saw that opportunity. And I know some of you have heard me say this before, but I just feel like real estate really gave me an opportunity to get out of the classroom, make the world my classroom, and teach people about homeownership, teach people how to buy, a home with no to low money down, how to house hack, how to sell their home for the most amount of money. And, I said, this is an opportunity that I don't think I have ever really, really considered, aside from junior year of college. And, I was like, man, this is what I want to do. I am passionate about this. And remember my hour-long drives to Intrinsic, and I just remember hating it because I don't think I was in love with what I was doing anymore. And as a teacher, if you don't love your job, you shouldn't do that to the kids. And I was starting to really lose that passion because I wanted something different. And one of the biggest things that I wanted something different as is I wanted to become my own boss. And I wanted to create my own business and build something for myself, build something for the future, build something for my family. And I wanted that freedom of time and the freedom of really being able to decide how much money I'm gonna make. And it's crazy. You know, I thought it was gonna take me like a good 3 to 5 years to be where I'm at now. And it just makes me even more excited because I'm like, man, where am I gonna be by year 3 and 5? Like, because I'm already where I thought I was gonna be, and so I just, I'm really excited to see what the future has in store. I'm excited to keep growing, and I just want to say a big thank you, a big I love you guys, because I truly wouldn't be here without you. I know for a lot of you, you guys just feel like maybe you just see my videos all the time, or maybe you'll give me a like, or maybe you'll drop me a comment. But I want you guys to know that all of those, like, it means a lot to me, and like, I don't overlook them. Like, being a realtor is lonely. It's just you fighting and you working every single day for this dream that you have in here that not everybody knows, but like not everybody can see, but like you just got to be so obsessed with this vision that you have for yourself, for your business, for your life, and you need to go in 110%. And at times I felt crazy, at times I felt like, man, I was gonna fail, and I think that stuff's natural. But if there's anything that I could say to any of you out there that, they have a dream, but they haven't really capitalized on it, it's you got to believe in yourself. And no one is going to want your dream to come true more than yourself. And maybe God, right? But God gives us the tools for us to show up to work and to put in that work. And that's exactly what He wants. And even if you don't believe in God, like at the end of the day, like, this is your dream. No one's going to want this dream more than you. So you got to go out there, you got to get after it, and you got to show up every single day. So I just want to say a big thank you to everybody for, following me on this journey. Stay tuned because we got way more to go, and I feel like we're just getting started. So I love you guys, and I'm officially 2.